Bob Dewar is the founder of the Alfa Romeo Owners Club Kenya and also the founder of the Concours Elegance. He started this club and this event 55 years ago. And for many years, for all these years, until March this year when he passed away, he was the event director of the Concours Elegance. So he has put in quite a lot of effort in promoting the vintage and classic car movement in Kenya, and particularly in organizing the Africa Concours Elegance and bringing it to its international stature as an event that is recognized all over the world and particularly sanctioned by the FIM Africa. Bob played a very big role in nurturing this culture of vintage and classic cars. He mentored very many people. He mentored quite a lot of Kenyans to take pride in preserving the automobile history. And he was a very indefatigable person. I mean, he worked very hard and he had a never say die attitude in promoting the classic car movement. Yeah, so Stanbic Bank aligns well with our sort of vision as a brand, as a Concours Elegance, because the Concours Elegance is all about elegance. And Stanbic is a bank that has a profile out there as an international bank operating in Kenya and in other countries. They sit well with the kind of profile that we are trying to propel in terms of, having this elegant show, not just in cars but also in fashion. It's basically a family fun day, and Stanbic seems to have those ethos and values that promote family sort of unity. So the classic car movement in Kenya has really grown from many years back, I would say decades back, when this was seen as just some pastime for, a hobby for people who maybe didn't have much to do with themselves and they kept these old cars, to right now something that is more of a mark of it's a cultural thing, I would say. And a lot of young people are getting, enthused by the classic movement. You see a lot of young people today restoring old cars. So I would say that the uptake of classic cars, or just the growth of this culture in Kenya, has really been phenomenal in the last few years. And I think the Concours Elegance has played a big role in that regard. The event is a big crowd puller. Like you rightly say, we've had crowds of up to 10,000, in excess of 10,000 actually. So the numbers fluctuate from the upper single-digit thousands to 10,000. It's a family field day. It's not just an event for classic car enthusiasts. Even people who don't really have much of a motoring passion still find that there's something for them. It's basically a lifestyle event. So we have got a kids zone to entertain the children. We have got a motor trade area for people who are looking at buying new cars. We have actually the Auto Expo is an exposition of brand new cars in the market by franchise dealers. And we have many other attractions. So basically we want Kenyans to come out there and, apart from just savoring the classic cars, to have a nice day out with their families. But in terms of the event itself, there's a lot to learn in terms of the rich heritage that motoring has played in the history of this country. As a matter of fact, this year we are having a corner known as the Heritage Corner, where we will be showing 4 examples of cars that have made significant contribution to this country's history in terms of the automotive world. So for example, one of the cars on display will be a Riley made before 1920, I think in 1918 or thereabouts. And this is a car that, this was the first car to drive between Mombasa and Nairobi. So it's got that rich history. And Kenyans should come actually and see this car, which made the inaugural journey between Nairobi and Mombasa. We will also have 1919 Ford Model T that was used as a staff car for General Smuts during the British-German East Africa War, the Kenya-Tanganyika War, way back in the First World War. We will also have a 1928 International SS truck that has played a rich history also in this country. It was brought into this country brand new in 1928 and it has basically been used. It has actually featured in quite a number of international films, such as The White Mischief, Out of Africa. So the car will also be there on display in the Heritage Corner. So these are cars that will actually help Kenyans to learn a bit of Kenya's history. Yeah, so that's an interesting question, and the one that has been debated several times in various fora. The general description that people attach to classic cars, number one, is that it should be older than 25 years. But we like to say that not every older car, not every car that is older than 25 years qualifies as a classic car. So there are a few other features that one could perhaps look at. Some people go further than that and describe a classic car as one whose value has really dipped in terms of the normal depreciation, and it gets to a point where the value now just starts rising steadily, and not rising because of inflation adjustment, but rising because of demand from motoring enthusiasts. Because if a car really is in demand by classic enthusiasts, there must be something interesting about it. But in general, a classic car must be one that was either made in such small numbers, or even if it was a mass production car, it had features that make it attractive to classic car collectors, such that a collector would want to pay a tidy sum for it to keep it. So we use those extra qualifications above the age rule to define a classic car. And let me just mention that classic cars are also different from vintage cars. I hear a lot of people around call any older car a vintage car, but in the strict automotive definition, a vintage car is one which was built up to December 1930. So from 1931 onwards, up to what we are now saying, like 25 years or so, would qualify as a classic car. As the name Concours d'Elegance suggests, Concours d'Elegance is derived from a French term that loosely translates to a parade of elegance. So this is basically a beauty parade of cars, and elegant cars for that matter. So when you combine the elegant aspect of these classic cars with fashion, elegant fashion, I think that's a point where the convergence meets. And it would be bland just to have elegant cars on display and people not dressed elegantly. So we like to encourage people to dress elegantly. If you look at the logo of the Concours d'Elegance, it actually has an image of a vintage car and an elegantly dressed lady. So that's the point of convergence. So one of the challenges we have in this country is the 8-year importation rule, the 8-year cap on importing cars. This has really slowed down the acquisition of classic cars in this country. In fact, we have become net exporters rather than importers of classic cars. What I mean by that is that a lot of our good classic cars are snapped up by international buyers and taken to other markets, such as particularly the European markets. We would like the government to support us by having a provision for importation of classic cars. We don't just mean any older car, which we understand the 8-year rule is there for, to mitigate against environmental concerns, pollution of the environment and all that, which is all very fine. But classic cars are a work of art. It's just the same way people collect other works of art, such as paintings, such as coins and other historical artifacts. Classic cars are also a way of writing and rewriting history. So we would appeal to the Kenya government to have a rule in the statute books that allows importation of classic cars. We try to play our role in many different ways. One of the things is we mentor young people within the Alfa Romeo Owners Club, and unfortunately, the Alfa Romeo Owners Club is only open to owners of Alfa Romeo cars. That is as a club, not as a Concours Elegance. The Concours Elegance is open to all makes of cars and motorcycles. But as a club, we are nurturing young talent, young Alfa Romeo drivers to appreciate and collect classic cars. But beyond that, we've moved beyond the Alfa Romeo brand, and we are working with many like-minded young people who would like to restore and collect classic cars. The future of the Concours Elegance is very bright from my perspective. The event has been growing stronger and stronger from year to year, and we want to elevate it to a level that matches some of the top international Concours events, such as the Pebble Beach, California, or the Lake Como in Italy. We are actually, this is the biggest Concours Elegance event on the African continent. So we have pride of place amongst major international Concours events, but we are not stopping there. We want to grow it bigger and bigger.